India, a nation of over 1.5 billion people, is reaching new heights in rapid urban development. Alongside this development, the cities are facing unplanned, concretized growth, which is also contributing to climate-induced changes such as floods during the rainy season, water shortages in the summer, rising temperature, and further shrinking green spaces. Each year, these challenges are becoming harder to manage, pushing the city to its limit and bringing it to a halt. While the city struggles, its most vulnerable, women, children, the elderly, the differently abled are the ones who bear the heaviest burden. Each year, several efforts are made to tackle these challenges, yet they often fall short. They require a sustainable strategy that enables nature to heal itself while addressing these challenges.
The world is moving towards nature-based solutions, which is being predominantly adopted as a strategy, not just for climate change adaptation, but also for disaster risk reductions. Adopting nature-based solution has never been a challenge, especially to the state of Tamil Nadu, because any of these solutions are traditionally being practiced by the people of Tamil Nadu. For example, mangroves are one of the areas where the local communities along the coast of Tamil Nadu have been living along and paying a lot of attention in maintaining these mangrove patches. It also supports them in providing livelihood support and also providing a lot of ecological services.
Nature-based solutions have already made significant strides in India. In Mumbai, mangrove restoration is protecting the city by absorbing the force of waves and preventing coastal erosion, making the shores more resilient. Meanwhile, in Odisha, the restoration of Tampara wetland is preventing the salination of groundwater and reducing flood risks by restoring wetland connectivity and managing water flows. In Kochi, the Kawaki Initiative, a scientific, community-led urban greening project was launched to combat urban heat islands and flash floods. Using various tree planting methods, native saplings were planted. And in Indore, the development of artificial floating islands not only purifies the water, but also serves as a habitat for birds and enhances the aesthetic quality of urban lakes.
CMD has also undertaken the rejuvenation of 12 large lakes in the city. Chennai has been experimenting with various initiatives for promoting more blue-green infrastructure. And some of the examples are Sembakam Lake, where nature-based solution has been tried.
Through the NBS approach, we are focusing a lot on the sponge city approach. Now, what is the sponge city approach? It's about leveraging our open spaces and streets to perform like sponge infrastructures that kind of help in flood mitigation, in reducing drought, in impacting the heat mitigation strategies and all of these other core benefits.
Now, let's take you to a place where the rain doesn't flood the streets or vanish into drains, but instead, the park acts like a sponge, absorbing surface runoff, rainwater, and stormwater, naturally restoring the groundwater.
Regular parks are designed for recreational purposes. They are designed for shade and greenery, but not focusing so much on native species or what kind of ecosystems can be created or thriving on. But sponge parks are really about looking at the green, blue and the social systems in a very integrated way, where these parks are definitely for social recreation, but they also perform in terms of biodiversity enhancement and also hydrological functions like delaying the stormwater runoff, storing it, ensuring that we are having enough infiltration and groundwater recharge. So definitely sponge parks are very multifunctional and they have a lot more core benefits than a regular park.
Welcome to Sponge Parks, where Chennai's urban landscape becomes its own defense against natural disasters. These parks are not the ordinary green spaces. These are transformed open areas which helps in flood mitigation, act as water-retaining green infrastructure, quietly working to prevent the next disaster. These parks absorb rainwater, reducing flood risks. Sponge parks aren't just about managing water, they're about rethinking how we build our cities. Instead of hard, impervious concrete, these spaces use soft, eco-friendly materials which help them in absorbing rainwater, reducing floods, cooling city temperatures, improve air quality, and support biodiversity, helping the city breathe even during extreme weather.
CMD has created two large parks. One is known as Climate Park, and it is around 15 acres park, which is basically not only it is an example of how we can conserve water in a large space, but also it is being used as spreading awareness and for educational purposes also. Similarly, in Porur, a wetland park has been created. It's also a very large park. It's around 15 acres of park, where an existing lake has been rejuvenated and surrounding area around it has been converted into a very good wetland park.
Designing a sponge park is part of a larger process that begins much earlier. It starts with identifying suitable locations through data-driven planning and prioritization. Then comes preparing the site for design and development. Designing a sponge park involves 4 crucial steps. Firstly, soil and grading for shaping the land to guide water where it needs to go and help it seep into the ground. The hydrology and blue-green infrastructure to create meandering path to delay water, evaluate water flow patterns, and design with appropriate water depth to ensure that surfaces remain accessible and safe for maintenance activities. Next comes vegetation and planting, during which native species are selected to thrive in local conditions and aid in heat tolerance, drought tolerance, and flood-resistant infrastructure. Finally, amenities and social facilities are added, such as jogging and walking trails, seats, signages, sightlines, and lighting, to ensure that communities can feel safe and socialize. Once the design is finalized, the next stage is implementation, which is then followed by operations and maintenance, where trained staff ensure that the park remains functional, clean, and resilient over time. Finally, there's monitoring and repurposing, where the park is regularly reviewed to adapt to future environmental and social needs, ensuring long-term impact and sustainability.
GCC is also, they have taken up the construction of sponge parks in large numbers. So these initiatives have been undertaken in Chennai.
The Greater Chennai Corporation under the Singara Chennai 2.0 initiative built 57 sponge parks designed to protect the city and its people against flooding and drought. These parks are not just about managing water. They are designed with inclusiveness in mind, leaving no one behind. They offer safe and accessible spaces for everyone, where women, children, the elderly, and individuals with disabilities can relax, socialize, and engage with their community.
Gender and Policy Lab has been established in Greater Chennai Corporation under Nirbhaya funds to further women's access and safety in public spaces and mobility. We try to understand whether men and women have the same usage of public spaces. So it's important that we design these parks for these different needs. Lighting, the line of vision, and also seating. These are extremely important for women. And also, like in toilets, whether there are diaper changing facilities. These are some small components that we could do for women while we are thinking of gender inclusive parks.
This initiative is already benefiting thousands in Chennai, becoming a lifeline for many. Sponge parks offer not just protection from floods, but also safe spaces where people can come together, play, and simply breathe in the fresh air.
ரொம்ப அருமையா இருக்கு. வாக்கிங் போறதுக்கும் சரி, குழந்தைகளுக்கு விளையாடுறதுக்கும் சரி, ஒரு ரிலாக்ஸான இடம். மழை காலத்திலயும் வெயில் காலத்துக்கும் உகந்த மாதிரி செட் பண்ணி வச்சிருக்காங்க.
Residents are already feeling the difference. Their lives are now enriched with greenery and the health benefits that come with it, transforming their daily routines into something more vibrant and refreshing.
Sponge Collaborative has been working with GIZ India for a really long period of time, and we've been able to achieve a lot of these innovative approaches of looking at NBS solutions and integrating them into metropolitan as well as 2-tier cities.
City officials, engineers, and communities are trained to understand, maintain, and replicate these parks, making it a living solution that empowers people and places alike. The success of sponge parks in Chennai marks the beginning of a larger, nationwide effort to integrate NBS into urban planning. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs is now working to scale these projects across Indian cities, adapting them to local contexts. Globally, India is making strides in climate resilience through the innovative use of NBS. Chennai's sponge parks are lighting the way forward. Policymakers, urban planners, and communities must come together to design cities that are resilient, inclusive, and sustainable, where ecosystems flourish alongside human progress.